Hello and welcome to our first video on explaining the third floor AV system. Normally you walk up to this panel. This panel controls the whole room. We want everyone to get to know this panel, but we will show workarounds if you just want to watch TV at the end. So normally it's touch to begin, but I intentionally turned this off so people will see if you come in and touch to begin does not work. You can always push this button on the top, and then that will bring up our home screen. And at the home screen, you get three options. You can watch, listen, or comfort. Comfort is just gives you outside air temperature and things like that, so we're not going to show anything in there. Let's start by hitting the watch button. So we hit watch, and that brings up all these options. You have Xfinity Theater, Logitech Rally Bar, Netflix. Logitech Rally Bars for Teams meetings. For this demonstration, we're going to show you how to use Xfinity. So we're going to hit Xfinity. And then there's always a delay. That's going to bring up Xfinity on the main TV. And there it is. Now, back to this control panel. You can control everything in Xfinity just like you had the remote in your hand. You can select buttons, you can bring up the guide, you can select, boom, but everyone knows how to Xfinity, so we're not showing that. But if you want to mirror Xfinity to both televisions, hit this little, it looks like a little home with a plus in it, and you push that button, and all you do is select the frame TV, and that is going to turn on the frame, and it's going to be mirroring to your Xfinity. It takes it a minute. There's always a delay because this panel is controlling multiple rooms. Now you can see they're both mirrored and they're both in Xfinity. So come back to the channel and you hit done. All right, and so that's how you use Xfinity Theater. And just for fun and as a pro tip, if you're ever going to shut the system down or you want to switch to another application and you're mirroring, you have to stop mirroring first. So deselect the frame, hit done. All right, that turns off the frame, and then it'll bring back to where we were with Xfinity, and it's just one TV, the conference TV, where we have our meetings. And then if you want to switch to a different application and listen, you hit back again, and then that brings us back to the home screen, and you can see across the bottom that it's currently showing Xfinity on one TV. Now we're going to select listen. Sorry, listen. And then this brings up our music choices for the room. You have Pandora, stations, and Spotify. Pro tip, you want to use Spotify because the building has an account. So give it a second. Now Spotify is going to show up on that TV. And at one point, once that screen clears off the top, the AVX, a barcode will eventually show up. Let's hit play for fun. Come back over here. When that barcode shows up, we'll pan back to it. But you can control Spotify in here. You can also control Spotify if you have a Spotify account on your phone. Go over there and you see there's a barcode. If you have Spotify on your phone, a free account or your own account, you can scan that barcode and then you can control the Spotify from your phone and pick any songs, artists or whatnot, create playlists and do everything you want. And then another demonstration, if you want Spotify to be mirrored to both televisions, always hit this little plus thing right here, select the frame TV. It's going to take it a second. There's always going to be a delay. So it's going to refresh both TVs and it's going to mirror your Spotify to both TVs. It takes a second. All right, awesome. So hit done here, and then you're still in Spotify. Pro tip, you can control Spotify by this way, and that brings up controls around. And if you ever want to get to the barcode, just scroll to the bottom of the page. Oh, wait a minute. Hit back, up. Yeah, and then scroll to the right, and then down. Oh, to the right. We're trying to get to Q's and jams. Select that, and that will bring up the room barcode. So anybody with a Spotify account, either a free account or a non-free account, you have your own premium account, can scan that barcode, and then you can take control of the Spotify and set the music cue using your phone. Pro tip, you can turn the volume down using the app, but you can never go above the maximum setting in the room. Now we're going to go back to the home screen, and remember, if we want to shut the system down, we're done for the day, you always have to stop mirroring first, so we hit the little 2, deselect the frame, hit done, and then give it a second, because the other frame would see refresh, and then just hit the power, and it's going to say turn room off, and say okay. And that's it. And normally this screen will now eventually, you can leave it like this. This screen will black out, and when it blacks out, to bring it back up, all you ever have to do is tap the screen to begin. But we started this demonstration by showing this panel in the off. There's multiple things that this system can do. We just scratched the surface with this. Let's say you want to have a special party, say a 50th wedding anniversary, and you want to show video or you want to show pictures and whatnot. We suggest you create a PowerPoint presentation and then join a Teams meeting. But we will show that in a future video, or the front desk can always show you how. And super pro tip, always keep in mind that every single concierge is trained on the system and they can control it using an app on the concierge mobile phone. So if you do not want to play with this control panel at all you got to do is call the concierge and they will set the room however you want it. So thank you very much for listening. I know that we are not the best videographers or whatnot, but here we go. And now back to where we started. Tap to begin. You should always just be able to tap this and watch, listen, or comfort. Just for fun, because people want to play. Comfort just shows you the weather outside. Back button is always over here. This is a completely simple, intuitive thing to use. Play with it. Just don't ever go into the settings. It's hard to find anyway. It's off those 3 buttons, but don't go into settings. As long as you don't go into settings, you really can't hurt anything. And if you ever get stuck, the concierge is always here to help. Thank you for watching and have a great day.